you guys, it's Free and you're watching Budget with Free. And today I'm doing something different, not really budgeting, but I do have several orders that I need to get out. So I thought you guys would want to see what goes on with my process when I get an order, and I figured I would bring you along on this one. This is a notebook size. It's an A5 that I'm making for one of my customers. She requested Winnie the Pooh, and she gave me the image to use, so that is what I'm going to be using. So the first thing I do is I took her image, and then I also found this cute sunflower, which I thought would complement that image of what she has going on, the Pooh with the sunflower themes. And then I went ahead and made this is a resin sunflower. So this is actually going to be like a 3D raised feature on the notebook. So I'm thinking, here's what I was thinking. I was thinking this pretty flower here could go like right at the corner of the binder. And then I was thinking of putting Pooh like right about here. And then the 3D flower could go somewhere in that area. I don't like it down here. Or I could do this down here, but then there's too much sunflower going on over here. So I think I'm gonna go with my original design, which is going to be, I believe, something like this. But before I can actually get to putting the design on it, we need to work on the background. So for this one, I felt like if I went with a brownish colored backing, that I just think that all of these sunflowers, because of the brown in here, it would just pop nicely on the brown back. So that's what I'm going for. She didn't specify, so I'm assuming she is just going with what I think would work best. So we're gonna go ahead and get that poured. I can find my little tool. So I think I'm gonna use this one. I have not used this. Looks like it's chameleon, but it looks brown. So I'm gonna try it. Hopefully it's not like a plum, but we'll see. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this, and you'll see why in a minute. I don't know about this color, but let's see how it turns out. I'm not too worried because I am adding a glitter base to it as well to give it a little more pizzazz. So I'm just mixing all of that pigment into this resin. So it does give me like that, almost like a winey type purplish feeling, but I'm not worried about it. So you shouldn't be either. Okay, I think that's pretty well stirred. So, oh shoot, I just spilled that chameleon color. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add, this is the dark roast color, glitter into it. And I'm making a mess all over my mold, but that's okay. Yeah, I think this is gonna look pretty. And remember, this is going to be poured in phases, so I will have to stop the video. This will have to dry overnight into the next day, and then I can add another layer and my design. Okay, so let's see. First thing I want to do is clean all of this off. So I'm just using rubbing alcohol to clean. Oh, and the glitter got everywhere. It's not that big of a deal because there's going to be glitter in it regardless. But that's why when I tell you guys that I have like glitter all over my workspace, I'm not lying. I get glitter all over. Half the time I have glitter on my body, on my face. My husband's always like, you have glitter on your nose. You have glitter everywhere. All right, there's little specks of the glitter, but that's fine because this whole thing is glitter. So I'm going to start by just pouring. And this first layer is always a thinner type layer. Because I do add more layers. So I'm just gonna fill her in here. Now, if you're sensitive to sound, I am going to be hitting this with a heat gun, so block your ears. Okay, and then let me just tilt this a little and let some of this run. I do this on all sides just to kind of fill in any areas. So what the heat does is it thins it out so I can move it like that. Plus, it gets rid of any air bubbles that might be lingering in here. Okay, so this is the front cover, which is just where I want it for now. And then we're gonna go ahead and do our back cover. Okay, so I spilled some of this coloring on my desk, so I'm just gonna use that so I don't waste it. And I'm looking now, and it's probably why it's called chameleon, because it looks like there's like a color shifts. So I have to make sure I mix it really good. Otherwise you get globs of this powder that'll just kind of glob up and it won't look too good. Okay, now I'm gonna add the glitter on the back side. Okay. All right, so now let's do the same thing. We are going to grab a paper towel, and I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off this mold. Again, I'm not overly concerned with these flecks of glitter because the whole thing has glitter in it. But I just want to pick up any dust or dirt that may have gotten in here. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and pour this one. Basically do the exact same thing we just did on the other one. And you'll notice, or maybe you won't, the holes for the back cover are always opposite on the back cover. Okay. And then we're going to work on these little holes in here and just kind of fill them in. Okay, close your ears. All right, and now I'm just going to move this around. This also helps get everything nice and even and level and all that good stuff. There's one little spot here that doesn't want to cover, so it will help it. Okay, so this is the starting of it. We have the front and the back. So that's all I can show you at this point because this now will have to dry until tomorrow. So I'll be back when this part is dried. All right, guys, bye. Hey guys, it's me, Free from Crafted by Free. And today I thought you might want to, I just poured the Winnie the Pooh. I don't know if I'm combining these videos or what I'm doing yet. So I'm just doing each segment separately. But if you just watched the Winnie the Pooh, then now I'm working on a order I have for one of my turtle binders. So I figured I would bring you along and watch that happen. Okay, so I have the turtle image, and these are little resin pieces I had made. That looks like a hammerhead shark. I'm not going to use that on this one. And then this looks like another shark, and you see how it, like, I don't know if it shows up, maybe on the bigger shark it'll show up, but it actually has like a special thing to where it attracts the light and reflects off of it, and it just looks pretty cool. I also have the seashell just like that, and I have turtles just like that. So I have little bitty turtles, bigger turtles, starfish, baby turtles. Let me pick a green one because you won't see it with my blue glove. See how little that is? So here's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. So I'm going to do my regular binder just like I normally do, but I think what I'm going to do is just add like a few of these little bitty turtles right along the top, like they're swimming with mama turtle. That's what I'm going for. So anyways, we don't do this step until we are done. I'm not going to use any of these bigger pieces, I don't think. I don't think I'll be using the shell or the starfish, but we will be using these guys. And we don't do this part until we do our next layer. So right now I'm just doing my base. So the first thing I need to do is separate my resin into some smaller cups. So I need one that's going to be where I put this beach sand, one for the darker blue layer on the top, and then this one will be for the lighter blue. So I am thinking for the dark blue, let me see. Let me just pull all my blue colors and see what I have. I have lots of blue, ink, green, here's a blue. All right, so my hands are all yucky from resin. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the beach sand done. So let me put these cups off to the side. So I have my bag of beach sand, and I'm just gonna add that to my resin. So how are you guys all doing out there today? It's Friday for me. I don't know when this video will be posted. And I am just trying to get caught up. I am so behind on all my orders. So I really needed to spend some time working on these. So now all I'm doing is just mixing the resin and the sand. And then I'm just going to, hopefully that's in frame, I'm going to just pour that kind of like, I don't want it to be completely symmetrical. I want it to be a little off because, you know, the beach isn't always, well, the beach is almost always perfect, isn't it? I love the beach. I live in Florida and I love the beach. I don't go enough. Isn't that how it always is? Okay, so now we have our beach sand. So I'm gonna actually, I have this bag of little sunflowers. Listen to me. Starfish. So I'm trying to find one that's kind of flat. That's the little starfish. So I'm going to just lay the starfish right like so in the sand. And then I'm gonna start adding some shells. So let's see what we have to work with. Oops, well, he wanted to get into the art, didn't he? He just kind of threw himself in. Okay, well then at least sit right. Okay, we have this little one. And some of these guys. I do want it to look kind of as natural as it can. Oh wow, this one's like, I don't know if you can see it. It's closed. It's like a clam. Aw. Well, I hope there's no critter inside. Okay, so I think that's all I'm gonna do on this one. Oh, here's another little closed one. Let's throw him in there. And one is stuck to my glove. All right. I don't know where they find these little bitty shells. I never see shells that tiny. All right. Next, we are going to do our blue base. Let me just clean off. I just want to clean off the stir stick because it had sand on it. Okay, so let's see. Let's do, this is sky blue, sapphire blue. I'm afraid sapphire blue is going to have a little purple tint to it, so I don't want to use that. Navy blue is a good one for the dark. This one is a bluish green, so we're going to go with that for our base, because that's kind of how ocean water is, right? Ocean water is pretty blue with a tint of green. And that actually looks like Bahama water. Okay, let's add a couple little drops of this darker blue. Because I want to blue in the green a little bit. Is that even a word, blue in? I don't know. I don't think so. Still not the blue that I want. Let's add 1 drop of navy. That should give it a really dark color. Now it's more looking like the color I wanted to go for, because it's more of a, I don't know if you can see it, probably not. You'll see it when I pour it. But now it's like more of a bluer than a green. Okay, so I'm just gonna start down here and kind of pour it in. And I do want to overlap the beach area a little, because the blue, the ocean does go up on the beach, doesn't it? All right, so we're gonna just kind of fill this in. And then the next one we're gonna go for is our darker blue one. For this one, I'm going to use the navy because that's a very dark shade. And I kind of feel like when you go deep into the water, you get that darker blue going on. Okay, so now let's go ahead and pour our top of our mold with the darker blue. And then we are going to come down and kind of overlap this lighter blue. so that they bleed together. Because it'll look more natural. Okay, so that's how we're looking for our first coat. I am going to pop some air bubbles, so close your ears. And then we have a little bit of runoff on this, so just gonna scoop that up. All right, so this is how she's looking so far. I think it's looking pretty darn good. And this will now have to sit until tomorrow. And then tomorrow I can go ahead in and add any decals or baby turtles, because at this point I'm done with the color. I might add a splash of beach waves along the bottom tomorrow as well. So I will be back tomorrow and you guys can see how it's looking tomorrow. All right, bye guys.